Welcome to Fully Charged and this incredible new bike, the Moustache clutch. It's the one with the Pinion MGU motor gearbox unit and belt drive. Now, I'm Steve from the New Forest branch. We're heading to meet our Guildford store, Fully Charged Guildford, at Pease Lake, the legendary mountain bike centre, where we're going to be met by Russell Whitaker, product manager from Moustache in France. He's come over to give us the full lowdown on this amazing bike, and yeah, it's incredible. I've been riding it for a few days and we now have it in the Fully Charged stores. So if you want to have a test ride, you can book online at fullycharged.com and we look forward to seeing you in store.
Hey, I'm Russell, Senior Product Manager at Moustache Bikes. We're here today with the guys from Fully Charged in Pease Lake in the Surrey Hills to test the new clutch bike. Unlike other brands making bikes, the Moustache bikes are really built from the ground up exclusively to be an e-bike, which gives us a bit of a different angle and approach to anything else you find on the market. Moustache are based in the Vosges in the northeast of France. It's an incredible proving ground for testing e-bikes and an absolute playground and pleasure to ride. Who is the Moustache clutch for? It's an incredibly different bike, original bike, and something very new, and really gives you an insight into the future of the industry and the future of the sport. While the bike has quite an aggressive kinematic, our most aggressive kinematic to date, the bike is super playful, super fun, super dynamic. At the same time, the bike's ever so simple to use. So while it appeals to quite an advanced and technical rider, it's also very easy for someone just to jump on the bike that perhaps isn't a traditional cyclist and to ride the bike. Seeing the technology arrive more and more, especially in the World Cup downhill, the belt drive is becoming more and more a normal option for people. We offer 4 bikes, 3 mountain bikes and an SUV. The SUV bike is equipped, so with mudguards, with racks, with lights, and it's a very easy bike to tour. Of the 4 clutch bikes we have, 3 of them are equipped with a belt. We have the SUV bike is with the belt, the 0.7 MTB is with the chain, the 0.8 and the 0.9 are with belts. The lack of maintenance is an absolute joy, not having to clean the bike down after every single ride, especially in the English winter mud. Speaking from personal experience, I set myself a bit of a challenge over the winter, so when the mud and the winter started setting in, I decided to not clean the bike until spring. So I went 4 months without cleaning the bike just to try and see what happens with the drive, the belt drive system. I was expecting a little bit of some problems, some issues, but the drive continued to work perfectly seamlessly ride after ride. Although 3 of the bikes are spec'd with belt and 1 with chain, it is an aftermarket kit available for both bikes, so you can swap from the chain drive to belt and from belt drive to chain. So the bike weighs 26.9 kilos, give or take depending on the model. It's not the lightest bike, we don't pretend that it is, but the bike is full aluminium. There's not an ounce of carbon on the bike, but the bike rides incredibly light. Because of the low gravity centre and the reduced unsprung mass, you put the weight in the bottom of the bike around the bottom bracket, and that gives an incredible feeling on the trail. When you get into a technical rock garden or through a route section, the bike is just super stable, super planted. And by not having that additional weight on the back end of the bike, the suspension is a lot more liberal, moves a lot more freely, which ultimately results in more grip, more contact time for the tyre in the dirt. The idea of having a gearbox and a motor as one has existed since day one at Moustache. When Manu and Greg founded the company in 2012, it was a passion project for them. We've tested every option that's come along over the years, and Pinion, the moment we put our leg over the Pinion bike and we tested the MGU, we knew that we had a motor in our hands that was able to deliver that dream. The electronic shifting that's offered from the Pinion MGU is incredibly fast, incredibly dynamic. You can shift very, very quickly through the box, whether it's up or down. You can shift any time, under any load, no problem. And what that means in the real world is on a technical ascent, where perhaps with your regular bike, you're coming to a technical section and you decide, I really need to shift here, but I better not because I haven't got time to shift before this feature. With the Pinion MGU, it's not a problem. You can really shift anytime, anywhere. The shift is instant. The other example is when you get to the top of a climb, you guys are sat, you're chilling, you're about to drop in the descent. You can simply, while sat at the top of the climb, shift from gear 1 or 2 down to gear 8, ready to drop in. No need to pick up the bike anymore and turn the crank as you would have done in the past. So there are a bunch of additional features you can play with the Pinion MGU, which is all configurable via the Pinion app. Auto shift is one. Perhaps for mountain biking it's not perfect, but when you're riding from home to the trails or cruising through the forest. A long press on one of the buttons puts it into auto shift mode, and then the gearbox just shifts itself depending on your cadence.
I'm Will, out here with the fully charged demo day, trying out the new Moustache clutch. First impressions, it just seemed to work. You can notice that there's a bit more weight over the front than most other e-bikes, but having that extra weight at the front, the front tracks perfectly. It climbs like nothing I've ever ridden before. On jumps, it just felt natural. Felt natural to ride after other bikes I've ridden. Steep, techy climbs, even the most powerful e-bikes I've ridden, it just seems to chug up there.